Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Sire, but I go by Sai, and I just wanted to share a story with you guys for a moment. So right now is the year 2024. It's New Year's Eve, and just kind of thinking back, came across the post, people talking about some sightings of a Black Panther, and I just thought, I kind of want to remember this story from this year, and figure I'd make a video so that I can look back on it in the future. And meantime, why not share it with you? So, this year, at one point, this summer, me and Trell, my wife, we were driving over the 299 from Reading, visiting family. And come around, and next thing you know, she says, "Hey, babe, did you see that dog?" I'm like, "What? Dog?" She said, yeah, dog. Just saw a big old dog right there on the side of the road. Looked like it was like eating something or something, I think she said. And I thought, that is weird. Out here, there's not really any houses in this area. There's not any any campgrounds really in that area, anything. So, what? So I decided, let's go turn around, let's go pick that thing up. We'll put up some ads, stuff like that. We'll find the owner. And can't just leave him there on the side of the highway. He's going to be in danger. So I turn around and go get him. Well, as I'm driving through in my truck, looking out the window, trying to look where this thing is, and she's talking to me, giving me directions. So, I look over and we see it running along. And oh yeah, it's big old huge thing. Whoa. Brindle, black, like real dark, and like really well built. Thought like, oh my. So I didn't get that great of a look at it as we were passing by, but as we're going by, then I think, dude, like for sure. So we turn around and go pick it back up. So I turn around, driving down the road, looking. I had to go a few turns up the road to find a good turn around and turn around. So turn around and I'm coming back. We're trying to estimate about where we saw this thing. And it come around and start getting up closer, and then, oh, there it is. It's running straight towards us, right down the road. So keep going, start approaching it. Right before it gets up to the truck, it turns and it dips and right down into the foliage next to the river. So I'm like, oh man, and I pull over in the truck and pull over on the wrong side of the road, just on a little dirt spot right on the very edge of the road, and I throw on my flashers, leave my lady in there, and hop out of the truck and just start calling for it. Hey, come here, calling for it. And open up the truck, trying to get it to come on, load up. And nothing. So trying to get my flashlight to work, and darn flashlights let me down. It's like flashing, barely working, not even really working, keep shaking it until I turn on for a minute, and then as soon as I'm like, all right, cool, I got it, right, die, things just give being a hassle. So I ended up sticking it in my pocket, and I realized, oh, whoa, I can see it down there. So I start walking up the road, and keep going, and look over into the bushes, and there's like these glowing yellow eyes. So like, oh man, well I keep calling it, and this thing, I swear, like as I'm looking at it and calling it, it like ducked down and kind of like this, kind of ducked down, like looking over, some, it kind of seems like it's scared, kind of seems like it's hiding from me, and I don't really feel scared, anything like that. I feel like anxious to help this thing. So come around and I keep going, and I get so from about me, like straight down the way is where it's at, then the river. I'm trying to call it, and then I think, I can't really get down there. Don't really know what to do, so I'm gonna try to throw a few rocks down there. I'm gonna try and scurry it out of there and get another good look at this thing, and maybe I can get it back up here. So I back up and I hook a couple rocks down there, and it just backs up in the foliage more and just kind of looks at me. That's odd. So grab a couple more rocks, hook these rocks down that hill, hook these rocks down this hill, and come around. And next thing you know, I start hearing this sound. And it's like that, almost like a dog crying, but like really loud, like hurt my ears loud. And then all of a sudden it goes really quiet. And it's like just me out here, real quiet night, everything. And I swear, off in the distance, I could hear these echoes. And it sounded like chirps of echoes. Kind of reminded me of like when a mountain lion is chirping and it kind of sounds like a bird from like over in the distance. But it sounded like there was a whole bunch of them. And like coming from over in that way and then a little bit coming from over in this way. And that's kind of weird. So I wasn't really sure what I was going at, so I had a weapon with me. And I pull out my weapon and back off and kind of evaluating my situation, see what's going on here. And while I'm looking around, it sounded like there was, I want to say like a handful of creatures, maybe like 10, someone running through the grass, through the grass. And it sounded like they got like up there in the ridge above me. And I got this really weird feeling. It felt like I was like surrounded, and it felt like there was something much, much bigger than me and like much scarier than me, it seemed like, that was really telling me like that I needed to get into the truck and get on down the road. And you know, I love playing in the backwoods, like playing off trail, stuff like that. That is like my pastime, you know, so kind of hard for me to do that, but I had like such an urge to do it that that's what I did. I walked back over to the truck, hopped into the truck, and while I was sitting there, and I'm rambling off, telling Terrell like, you know, I've never experienced something like this before. This is what's going on. I'm like, oh my gosh, Terrell, oh my gosh, you know, like you're not understanding. Like, oh my gosh, the scenario, like, whoa, and I see this thing run out from like behind me and up into the hill, and who knows where it went into the dark. But forever, always take a little glimpse and wonder about that mystery. What was it that I saw that day? What was it Sherelle saw that day? As I've told people, as I've explained it, as I've tried to look it up, look up things familiar to it, relative to it, stuff like that, it's hard to say. I'd never heard of like a hellhound before, but it definitely looked like a brindle hellhound, but maybe crossed with a bear, like a black bear. I don't really know. It looked like it had like a fat, like I want to say like an axe to the face scar, like across its face. But I don't really know. You know, it was kind of like a lion, but kind of like a Doberman, kind of maybe like a Doberman, like pinscher, like type face, mixed with like a really stout, squared lion face, maybe. I don't really know though. I kind of want to say like a Doberman mixed with a bear more though, but. I'm, all that I can say is I've grown up in the mountains. I've spent my whole life in the mountains, all that, and I've got a few stories that I can't really explain, but that's one of those. And for me, forever I'll wonder, forever my imagination will go to so many different places, but always be intrigued. And every time that I ever cross by that area, I always take a minute to stop, look over in those bushes where I saw those eyes, and wonder, maybe I'll see him again. Maybe if I'll see it again. And forever when we pass by and drive by, I will always slow down on the gas a little bit, take a real good look, and wonder, will I ever see that thing again? I will forever look